How's it going, YouTube? RM Games here, back again for another video. And for today, I'm going to be showing you the Unchained deck profile that I was using on the very recent deck stripped episode that I just uploaded. And if you haven't already watched that deck stripped episode, I'm gonna drop a link down below. And yeah, I'm just gonna make a drink and on to the deck profile. Alrighty guys, now we had our drink. Now we're feeling cooled down in this hot weather. And down to the deck profile. Again, this is the Unchained that I used in the previous deck stripped episode with the new cards from Duelist Advance. And the new cards are Bo and Lucy. Correct me if I'm reading it wrong, but I think that's how the words are read in Italian, and it means dark or darkness. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll get to that card in a bit. Let's just get down to the deck profile real quick. So first off, for the Unchained, we are running the one of Rakea, the one of Sarama, 3 Aruha, 2 Shirvara, 1 Shayama, and the 1 a bomb and disaster. So self-explanatory, we want to max out our Aruha because this is our extender along with Shirvara. And here in the TCG, Shirvara is at 2, which is not that bad. It's better than having just 1 Shirvara, because with the Yama line, it's always better to dump a Shirvara and get another Shirvara. So having Shirvara 2 is good, but it would be great if we have 3 of those. But yeah, 2 Shirvara, that's the better Aruha because it's a quick effect. And then the 1 Shayama. Shayama is not the best to draw into, but having him in rotation during your combo, especially during the grind game, will really last you during the grind game. And Shayama is also a good removal because it can destroy 1 spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field or in the field in general. So Shayama at 1, Rakea at 1, and Sarama at 1. Rakea is the original version of Shayama, I believe. Rakea has a quick effect to pop a card that you control. If you've seen the original Unchained OTK play, Rakea plays a crucial role in floating our monsters into bigger monsters. So yeah, there are times where we still go down that route, especially going second. So Reke at 1 is a good addition to the Unchained names. So, and also not really bad to draw him, to draw Reke in your first 5, especially if you have other Unchained spells or traps. And then the one Sarama. Sarama here is the best boy in the grind game, because Sarama's effect will allow you to set cards, set Unchained cards from your graveyard and then pop one. So that's a good combo starter during the grind game especially. And Sarama will just continue to sustain you during the grind game, because it can always set you the trap, set you disaster to float into another body. So Sarama at 1, he's not the best to draw into on your first 5, but yeah, we're still running one Sarama because it's still the best one in this deck. And then we're running the soft brick. Oh, not really a soft brick. This is actually a brick. Disaster is actually a brick in your opening hand, so you don't really want to draw him in an opening hand. But again, in the grind game, Disaster plays a crucial role. Also, if you're going second, Disaster is going to help you clear out boards. So the one Disaster is good, not the best to draw into during your first turn, but we have lines to dump Disaster and then have value in it. So one Disaster, and of course the original Abominable Unchained Soul. A bomb here is the final blow in our OTK play down the Rakea line. And also, he's not actually a hard brick. A bomb is a soft brick, because on your first turn, if you have a bomb in your hand and you have like the starters, you can always use a bomb as an additional body, because he will trigger to summon if a card on your field is destroyed. So, and we all know that Unchained loves to destroy cards down our combos, so we can always have value off of a bomb. And also, going second, Abominable Unchained Soul is a good board wipe as well. And also, there are lines where you keep a bomb in your hand after your first turn, and then during your opponent's turn, where you have your usual interactions, you can have value from a bomb as another board wipe during your opponent's turn. So what usually happens is we do some interruption with our traps, and then on top of that we trigger a bomb because we destroyed one on our side. Trigger a bomb, summon a bomb, discard for cost, and that's a non-target destruction. So yeah, that is the main Unchained monster lineup. Very standard, I guess, but I'm not really sure if everyone's running Disaster. I had experience where Disaster is really a brick, but it's always like that, you know, like it's always 50-50. It's a double-edged sword for Disaster. But anyway, now down to the spells and traps. Standard Unchained spell lineup: 3 of the Searcher, 1 of the Unchained Soul, Wailing of the Unchained Soul, 2 of the Chamber, and the 3 Escape. So let's just put it here on this side. Alright, so a bomb, prison, self-explanatory, searches all your Unchained names, spell traps, and the monsters. Wailing here is just another Unchained spell trap, because the original cards that you really want to play are just Chamber and Escape, but throughout the grind game especially, there are times where you just run out of names to set, or to set through Shirvara, or to pop during your combo. So Wailing comes in handy for that combo line. And also, Wailing itself is also a good card. Ending with Wailing on your first turn on top of your full board will give you additional interruptions, because if a card is destroyed, you can always chain Wailing to destroy another card. So if you notice, we just love to destroy things with this Unchained deck. Yeah, so that's the single Wailing, the 2 Chamber. This is the Call of the Haunted, the deck, and the Escape of the Unchained. So Chamber here, always a good card to go into, especially during the grind game. Escape is the usual trap card that we end with during our turn. So it's always better to have it 3. I've tried a build where I had 3 Chamber. It wasn't that bad, but I just wanna see more of the other engines, so having 2 is working for me right now. And yep, that is the Unchained spells and traps. Now to the rest of the engines, the non-unchained engines. The OG tour guide from the underworld. If you remember one of my decks, I was actually running the DDD package with this deck, but right now with the new support, indirect support, I decided to go with tour guide, because tour guide is a very good starter, especially if she resolves. So that's why we have a lot of extenders, because if your opponent sees you normal summoning tour guide, that's like summoning the largest choke point in the game. So impermanent tour guide, Valorant tour guide is what you usually get. That's why we have a lot of extenders like the Aruha, the Sharvara. You can always start with those cards to bait negates and then drop tour guide on your normal summon. So tour guide's always a good card to start with. Of course, it's at 3, and along with Rhino. Rhino is the card that we usually fetch out of tour guide, and then link away, the usual combo, trigger Rhino to dump, and we're usually dumping Sharvara or the new Yugioh, the Dawn's Light. So this is the new card from Duelist Advance. Yugioh here is a searcher for our field, for our fusion spell that we'll get into in a bit. By itself, Yugioh, from your hand, you can target a fiend monster in your field, negate that card's effect to special summon Yugioh. So it's also an additional body for your combos. So let's say you have tour guide normal summoned, and then your opponent chains Ash. On Reds, you have Yugioh in your hand, use Yugioh's effect, negate tour guide's effects to special summon itself, and then from there on, that's full combo for you. So Yugioh is actually a very good addition just as a body, and also Yugioh's effect on the field is to protect the rightmost and the leftmost monster zone. So that is actually a good effect, and it comes up sometimes in certain situations and matchups, especially like Mitsurugi, where they want to just blow the board. You can always put a Caesar or a Rage on the leftmost or the rightmost monster zone, and Yugioh will be able to protect them. So that is Yugioh. And then on the graveyard, if Yugioh is sent to the graveyard, which is also a good target for Rhino, when Yugioh is sent to the graveyard, Yugioh will trigger to add you the field spell Mutiny in the Sky. I mean the fusion spell Mutiny in the Sky. So Mutiny here is a fusion spell for Fairy and Fiends. So how Mutiny works is use Mutiny to shuffle Fiends or Fairies from the field and graveyard as fusion materials, and then fusion summon. So that is like one of the better ways to fusion summon, because you don't have to chunk up your hand or your field. You can always use your graveyard monsters as materials. So Mutiny in the Sky is a very good fusion spell in addition to our Unchained full board. So Mutiny here is a good one because it has its own effect where we can just recur it from the graveyard by shuffling a fiend or sending to the grave a fiend that you control. So Mutiny, best one-up spell for the Yugioh combo line. And then so these are the new ones from the Duelist Advance. And then I'm actually running 2 of the Grave Squirmers. This is just an additional body on the board, because especially when hand drops are everywhere, they hit your tour guide, they hit your Sharvara, your Yama. You can always use Gruesome to summon and then link away and then just go off down your combo. So Gruesome Grave Squirmer here at 2. I think 2 is okay. 3 would be bricky, and you want to see him, so 2 is perfect for me. And yep, that is the rest of the engine. And now to the staples and hand traps. The usual 3 Ash Blossom, no matter what format it is, Ash Blossom is your friend. 2 Ogre, 2 Bell, the 1 Nibiru, and the Infinite Impermanence. Just imagine I have Thrust, Talents, and Cold by the Grave here, because I have those cards, but it's in the other decks. So right now I'm just trying to build a prototype for this deck, so I don't want to break the other deck just to have those here. But yeah, I have the Thrust, Talents, and the Called By, this bottom part here, just imagine it. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Ash Blossom is Ash Blossom. Ogre is good, I believe, entering the Justice Hunters format, because especially against VS where the field spell is kind of crucial. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Ogre and the field spell could give them a hard time. Bell is actually good in this format, and especially also entering the Justice Hunters format, because we just love to play on the graveyard, and Ghost Spell will deal with that. And then I have the Wonder Biru along with the 3 Infinite Impermanence. So that is the hand traps for the deck, the staples, which will wrap up our main deck. Now onto the extra deck, pretty standard here. 2 Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. I want a 3rd copy, but I don't have one. I have 2 Unchained Soul of Rage, the 1 Anguish, and the 1 Bomb. So of course Yama is self-explanatory. We always want to go with Yama first, downward combos, and then Yama on the Grave is such a good follow-up, especially with your end board where we always want to destroy Rage. And then of course Unchained Soul of Rage, self-explanatory. Link away your opponent's monsters into IP or into Anguish, or into SP I mean. Anguish here, another monster that we want to link climb during our turn, especially if we want to go for the win, because we always want to link away with Anguish into a bomb. So those are the Unchained extra deck monsters. Also a bomb, so self-explanatory. If you have a bomb during the grind game, your opponent cannot set up, because every end phase you can pop a card, which is very good. And imagine if you have Wailing on top of that, Wailing of the Unchained Souls, your opponent will just scoop right there. And then we have the 1 Underworld, a Muckraker from the Underworld, SP, Unicorn, Access Code Talker, Underworld Goddess. So Anguish here, starting your turn, after your opponent has passed their turn, you can always, you can actually target one of their monsters to link away into Access Code Talker. Because since we are not locked yet, we always want to start with Anguish to link away to prevent us from any fiend locks. So Anguish into Talker is actually a good way to win games. And if they stop that, that's when we can start again with their combo and then just snowball from there on. So that's why I'm still running Access Code Talker. Very good removal, very good OTK. We have Underworld Goddess, especially entering this format where Liger Dancer is the thing. We can always link away Liger Dancer with Underworld, or just slam them with Access Code Talker. And then Unicorn and SP, these are targets for Rage. And of course Muckraker, a good card to extend with, and also Muckraker can protect our field, so we can always end with Muckraker. And then the honorary member for the Unchained, Wave High King Caesar, and the new from Duelist Advance, Lucy, the Dusk's Dark. So this is the fusion monster that we are going to with Mutiny in the Sky. Just like WoW, Lucy here can protect the leftmost and rightmost monster zones, which is a good card to end with. It has a 3.5k body, and on your turn, or in either player's turn, Lucy here acts like Abomination. So we all know that Unchained Abomination can pop a card if a card is popped. Also, Lucy can do that effect. If a card is popped, you can also target a card and destroy it. So again, if you can see what the deck can do, it just wants to destroy cards here and there, pop here, just clear the board. And Lucia here is so easy to summon because we only need Woe to resolve, Mutiny to resolve, and that's it. That's a free interruption there on the field. And then also on top of that, it has a third effect where you can dump a Fiend or a Fairy from your deck, which we can always dump Rhino to trigger and dump another monster, which is usually Shrivara, and then go off for a combo again. That's just that's the cost for the third effect. And then after you dump as cost, you can destroy one card your opponent controls. So, and that is not targeting. So this actually acts like an Unchained monster. This should have been an Unchained monster. But anyway, yeah, this is like this will just give you more pops and protection. So yep, that is the Unchained extra deck for this variant. And we'll wrap up our Unchained post Duelist Advance deck profile. But you know what? Let me just show you what what tour guide plus where is that guy? Luche can do, or I mean Bo. So here's what these two cards can do. So you are going to normal summon Tour Guide. Tour Guide will grab Rhino. Here you're gonna use Bo's effect to target Tour Guide, special summon him. And then you are going to link away Bo and Rhino into Yama. Here we have 3 effects to trigger. We have Yama, Rhino, and Bo. Bo will grab us Mutiny. Rhino will dump us Shurvara, and Yama will grab us another Shurvara. And then here, since we dumped Shurvara is gonna trigger. It's gonna set us escape. And then here you can actually use Shurvara to destroy the set escape and summon him. Also, and then on a separate chain we trigger escape to bring out Shiyama. Here we are directly gonna XC summon into Wave Hiking Caesar on the very left monster zone, because we are gonna bring out our fusion in a while, which will protect him. And then here you can either fusion summon or link first into Rage, and then fusion summon Mutiny in the sky. You're going to shuffle back Shurvara, Rhino, and Woe to bring out Lucy here. And Lucy here will protect the leftmost and the rightmost from destruction, so that's a good monster always to summon on your first turn. And yep, that in a nutshell is what 2 cards can do with Tour Guide and Woe. So this is the end board with just 2 cards. Imagine if you have an Aruha. Imagine if you have an Aruha and Chamber in hand, or any Unchained name. This board can go really far, because with these 2 you can actually have this or escape set, and then an additional protection with Muckraker along with Rage. So this deck can really go off and build boards and also break boards. So that is just what the deck can do in a nutshell. And if you haven't already checked the deck script, I've done three combos there with random 5 cards, and you can see how the deck works and how the deck goes off. But yeah, the link is down below, and that, guys, is our Unchained post Duelist Advance featuring Lucy. Maybe I should look it up how you guys should read this card. But yeah, that's Unchained featuring this engine. And yeah, overall this deck is really still very fun as a rogue deck, and of course as a rogue player. Entering Justice Hunters, again, it's gonna be tough for us rogue players, but we can always steal games. It's all about the element of surprise, guys. That's what rogue players are good at. And that's it, guys. That will wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching, and you know the drill. Please do like this video, drop a comment if you want. What do you think is better played with this engine If you have any good ideas, I'm always open to suggestions. Just drop in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe in this channel. It would really help the channel. And you know what? I'm actually planning to grow this channel. And I've talked to some affiliate marketers, and we'll see where we're going with this channel. But yep, I just love the game. This is a good hobby of mine. It makes me sane. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.